I'd like to introduce our special guest today. He's a six-figure agency owner. He's been through some tough things personally as well. Jack Mattison, man.
I realised that everyone around me was just carrying on with life, and I was just trying to destroy myself without knowing, close myself away, and I just went off the rails for a little bit. Whenever I was at home, I felt really shit. It was just excessive drinking, doing things I shouldn't have been doing, and just destroying myself.
You've got a successful business partner, happy clients.
Yeah,
everything's going in the right direction, and that's all because people that are great expect more from themselves, which is what makes them great and what separates them from the others. It's very easy to do something quite good, be like, yeah, I did that, and get comfortable. But the great people don't.
We've had clients in the past that have grown their businesses through our help, that have exited their businesses, they've sold for millions, you know, they're millionaires now, and it's amazing. If someone was going to start an agency tomorrow, what I'd say is...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Gooms Podcast. 90% of you guys are actually not subscribed, so please make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn the bell notifications on so you can get notified every time we release a podcast. Enjoy the episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Gooms Podcast, episode 52.
It's our one year anniversary, man.
1 year anniversary.
Oh, wow. It's our 1 year anniversary. Congratulations,
didn't even know that.
Brother.
That's amazing.
I was thinking that this morning.
That's amazing.
But yeah, I'd like to introduce our special guest today. He's a six-figure agency owner. He's been through some tough things personally as well. Jack Mattison, man. Round of applause from everybody in the studio.
Thank you guys.
How you doing, bro?
I'm all good. I've been looking forward to this, to be fair. I've been watching what you guys are doing, so thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Right,
Thanks for coming down, brother.
No
I think
worries.
this is our earliest pod that we've ever filmed. I love it.
Oh, really? Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually love it. We normally do like a late afternoon to evening.
Yeah.
I'd rather do every pod at this time.
Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah,
He's on
it's
it.
nice. Yeah.
You heard the man,
That's-
six-figure agency owner, bro.
That's in all the beers. Yeah.
White claws are very different.
White claws.
Yeah.
The place that I know that I'd like to start with the pod is to do just with your story, because I know that you had something that was quite I don't want to say detrimental, but something that impacted you quite a bit growing up. If you want to go into your story.
Yeah, so I guess before it was my dad passing away, which was the big change for me. Before that, I was just typical.
How old are you roughly?
I was 19. Yeah, so I was 19. My brother was 15, and then my mum and dad had split up not long before that. So I think about 4 or 5 years before. So he was kind of struggling anyway, and yeah, he got cancer. So he got cancer, and then, but like I say, before he actually passed away, there was nothing really interesting. It was just typical, go out, get drunk, trying to live life and everything else. But
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
no, I appreciate it.
At 19 as well, I feel like it's a very important part of your life where you transition from boy to man.
Yeah.
And I feel like that probably sped up the whole process massively.
That's it. It's bang on. It like everything just had to. It was weird because my brother was 15. I almost felt like not the man of the house, but like I felt like if he seen me upset, crying, or struggling, it would rub off on him. So I was just like, I can't just like close myself away, and I just went off the rails for a little bit. But I'm kind of glad I did in some ways, because I realised that everyone around me was just carrying on with life, and I was just trying to destroy myself without knowing. But yeah, that's when it switched. So I was just like, I've got like life's so short. It was like my thing. I was just like, I can't keep doing this. I'm just wasting my time. And that's when I just started to try and figure out what I wanted to do, really. But yeah, it's tough. That was a really hard time in my life, for sure.
Around that time, work-wise, what were you doing?
So at the time, I was working for an agency that was just in and out of work. So I was like a kitchen porter. It was crap work, but it just paid me enough.
What's a kitchen porter?
A kitchen porter is essentially someone that is in the back of the kitchen cleaning all the dishes. Yeah, so it was
an
rough.
agency.
Yeah, well, it was like what they did is they had a contract with like the army and like things like we worked at the Olympics.
It's like a recruitment
agency. Sorry, yeah.
So whenever someone needed work, they just send you guys.
Sieve me out, yeah.
Yeah.
It was good, you know, 'cause, like the work was crap, but it was fun because like we got to work at the Olympics, which was amazing because we had the tickets and we were just, you know, in between shifts, we'd go and just see whatever we wanted to see. So that was really cool. And then we got sent out to Germany as well. So I worked in Germany for about 3 months. And that's when my dad started to get ill at that point. So I kind of came back. But yeah, it was just, I'd be sent somewhere for a couple of months, come back, a couple of months off, a couple of months away again. But it made me enough money at the time. I was, you know, like it was between 18 and when my dad passed away when I was 19, just to do what I wanted to do, which was just go out and, yeah.
I want to pull it back a second. You said that everyone else was going on with life as usual.
Yeah.
But you were going off the rails.
Yeah.
What does going off the rails mean for you, and what was that time like?
A lot of like going out, doing the wrong things, drugs, just drinking pretty much from the time I woke up, really.
Shit.
So it's quite, and like for a 19-year-old, I don't know, it's just the way I was dealing with it.
Came from a place of grief.
Yeah. It was just pure grief and pain, and like I say, it was like, because whenever I was at home, I felt really shit. I just felt horrendous. So I just tried to get out as much as possible. I remember my best mate, he'd come and just pick me up randomly. He'd just turn up at my house and be like, well, I'm outside, let's go and get a coffee.
Sounds like a good pal.
Yeah, really good friend. Yeah, he was my best man at the wedding. Yeah, that's what it was. It was just excessive drinking, doing things I shouldn't have been doing, and just destroying myself.
What to someone that's probably that could be in that similar situation at home, like going out and like trying to live that lifestyle, like what would you say to them?
I'd say just think about what you're actually doing, because it's so easy to just, like, I wasn't thinking about anything. I was just like, right, how do I take my mind off everything? Whereas actually I think it's better to, you know, alcohol doesn't help at all. Drugs definitely don't help with emotions. If anything, they make them worse. I think you've just got to, I'd say just deal with what you're actually going through. Don't try and run from it and hide from it. Yeah, just sit and face it, and just, you know, if you feel sad, let it out. You know, just deal with your emotions the way they're supposed to be dealt with, rather than trying to, you know, I guess push them further away by doing things that take your mind off what's going on.
That's what I think these things are for when you get sad. Like when people get sad and they start doing excessive drinking, etc. Like, it is just an escape.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It's just an escape, because it's something to take your mind off of it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've got an older brother. I don't speak to him anymore. Unfortunately, he's like a half brother. But he went through like loads of stuff as well. He was doing drugs a lot, and he ended up getting stabbed in his hand over drugs. And it's like, even just I think that was another thing I could have done as well, because that happened before my dad passed away. I could have learnt from that, but I didn't. I just, you know, tried to ignore it.
I think it was Tate said it on the George Jenko podcast. He was like, life will always throw things at you, like to make you learn from things, like hard lessons, and you won't learn from them, and then life will throw the hardest thing at you, and then you finally learn. Yeah, that's basically what happened to you.
Yeah. That's probably the best way of putting it. Yeah, for sure.
I wanna start sort of go into how you got into the marketing scene as well.
Yeah. So
when did that come about?
What flipped the switch though? Because what you went from being in that bad mental state. Yeah. Obviously, you're depriving your body of all of the good stuff, but giving it all the bad stuff. How do you go from that version of you to the version of you now? What was the game changer for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. That is. It was the friend I was talking about. His name's Tom.
Shout out Tom, man.
Shout out Tom.
Good dude.
So Tom was doing really well. He's still at Jaguar Land Rover now, but he just started his career there.
Trying to sort us out a whip.
I was going to say,
well, you don't want one of them. You don't want one of them. Breaking all the time.
I was going to say, it's the worst rated car.
Can't even insure them. Literally, it's ridiculous. It's horrendous. So don't get one of them.
I don't know about the new Range Rover Vogue though.
Yeah.
I like the Defender, man. serious whip.
Oh yeah. Someone that's in our office has just got 2 brand new ones, and they just look. Yeah.
Okay, how much you paying him?
You sure it's a 6-figure agency, not a 20-figure agency?
Oh no, they're not mine. They're just someone in the office, just another business. I probably should have elaborated on that.
But yeah, go. But what was that game-changing point? What flipped the switch?
Yeah, it was basically like I'd kind of, because I got a bit of money when my dad passed away, and I just blew it all on, just going out and everything. And I wasn't motivated, but I couldn't go and have a coffee with my friends and stuff. He was paying for stuff, like even just going out for a meal, going to TGI's, going to Nando's, everything like that. And I kind of realised, I was like, hang on, right, I've got to try and get back to something here. But then watching him and how well he was doing at the time, like I say, we were both 19. He was bringing in like 1,700 a month, which at the time, for someone that age, was actually quite good. Brilliant. No outgoings at all. It's just money to play with every month. Going to Selfridges, going into All Saints, buying a £300 jacket and stuff like this, and I'm there like watching him in a, my crappy clothes that I've just got from Primark or something. Actually, Primark's got some good clothes, so maybe I shouldn't throw a shade at them. But yeah, it was like I started to see what my friends were doing around me, and then I just realised, like, hang on, I can't be in this bubble forever because I'm going to end up losing people and whatnot. And I just thought, right, I've got to go and like work now and start to make some money. And yeah, it was mainly Tom, just watching him and being around him a lot, because he was, it started to get to the point as well where he got switched to night shifts. So I'd be like, oh, do you want to do something today? I can't, I've got work tonight, or, be sleeping and stuff. So I was like, okay, right, life's moving on now. I've got to just switch up. So it started there, I think. I
think that's such a beautiful thing that you said that, because we've touched on it in the last 2 episodes. Just the first episode that we released in the new year, we gave our listeners and our viewers 10 things that we were going to do, and we advised them to do to make 2024 their year. Yeah. And one of the biggest points within was to find your wolf pack, find your circle of people that hold you accountable and motivate you and push you to be the best version of you. Yeah. And the fact that you said the thing that changed effectively your life, it changed you from going down that path and started on this path, was the people around you doing well. Yeah. And it's an amazing thing to surround yourself with people that are trying to be the best and trying to be better and trying to do things. Just being in their presence, it has an effect on you, bro. It definitely,
it rubs off. It's like one of my favourite things is your network is your net worth, and I guess that's an elevated.
Yeah, for sure.
Of that, but an elevation of that, but it really is like if you're surrounded by people that aren't good for you and they're on a completely different path, it can really just wear off and stump your progression, I think. So yeah, he was a big part of it.
Wow. Yeah. Well, let's go into what H was saying. So when did you get into the marketing space, and how did that come about?
Yeah, so it was literally just a simple YouTube search and not Google searches and stuff. So I was when my dad passed away, I started to then work in basically just hands-on kind of labour jobs in and out of factories, and I managed to find a job in a company called GK and Driveline, which are one of the biggest suppliers for JLR.
What's JLR?
For like prop shafts, Jaguar Land Rover. Sorry. Oh. So I was working there, and I was getting paid well, to be fair. But the problem with me is I'm a different person at this stage. So I'm really ambitious now, and like I'm just driven. I'm getting up early. I'm just, I guess, just doing what I want to do now. I'm enjoying life.
Exactly what Chris said. You flipped the switch.
Yeah. The switch had been flipped, and I was just enjoying everything. But the problem was, in that line of work, it's not really about skill sets. It's about who you're best friends with. And that, I tried to go down that route and it just didn't work for me. So I wasn't progressing. I wasn't able to get like,
What do you mean?
It's a weird industry. You might be able to relate a little bit. I know you was in it for a short time, but you've got, like, for example, there was a team leader role that came up and it was only an extra £200 a month.
It was a vote.
What was that?
Did it come down to a vote or something like that?
Well, there was like 60 jobs because the factory was quite big. Mm-hmm. There was like I think 2,000 something workers in there every day, so it's quite big. And there were 60 jobs. Loads of people went for the role. And when they started to announce who got the job, obviously I went for it as well. When they started to announce who got the job, I'm looking at all of these people, and I just know, not from an ego point of view, but like I just know I'm better than them. I know I've got more skills than them. I know more than them in this job role. Why are they getting the job? Why have they had it? And then you know, you start to see patterns. They're all really good friends with someone that's higher up than them. They know someone. Their dad worked at the factory or something along those lines. And it was like, okay, you know, that for me was like, okay, right, I'm not gonna get to where I want to get to, doing what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I just started to Google like how to make money online. Really, that was literally this. Yeah, how to become a millionaire. And I just stumbled across social media marketing, and I swear I literally for about a year just studied it. Every YouTube video that was out there about paid ads and social media marketing, I just watched it. I've got a book at home, like a notepad, and it's just full of like the scruffiest notes that you could ever imagine, but it's just rammed of notes and that I was taking from all these YouTube videos, and that's where it kind of started, and I started to get excited about it. And I just knew then, because I was like really passionate about it, I just knew, right, I've got to try and do this now. But it was scary because my whole background was never marketing, never being creative. When
did you actually start the agency then? What happened? So you studied it for a year? Yeah,
I started it. It was early 2019, I believe, when I officially got my first ever client.
So how old were you roughly?
Oh God, what's that? 5 years ago, 6 years ago, is it?
25, 20.
Yeah. So I'm 29 now. Yeah, 25, 24, something like that. And my first client was the company my mum was working for. So it's kind of through network, and they was paying me £500 a month. And honestly, it was a shambles.
Oh,
yeah, it was exciting, but I just
why? What went wrong?
I think a lot of there was too much. I'd done too much analysing. You know, there was too many strategies in my head that was like, oh right, and not giving things enough time, and I just couldn't get it to perform. And the actual problem with it, when I look back now, knowing what I know, it wasn't necessarily the ads; it was actually more the website. So, but yeah, it was just that's kind of how it started. I got my first client, even though it was from my mum, and just kind of like trying to utilise network. I knew at that point I was like, yeah, okay, I can do this, but I've got to do better.
You were a one-man show at this time, right?
Yeah.
How long did that last?
That lasted for about 6 or 7 months, so it weren't a long time.
That's quite fast.
Yeah. It was, but then that's kind of how I met my previous business partner in the other agency that I was at. So, and I met him at an event that he put on for like loads of different agency owners. So, I was on my own for about 6-7 months, and then I started to utilise people that he had connections to, and they were kind of delivering my ads and stuff like that, really. So.
So you signed your first client, it was a shambles. Did they leave you pretty much straight away?
Yeah.
And then when did you actually start to see traction within the agency?
I started to see traction within, it was a couple of months of like nothing, you know, pretty much nothing at all. It's quite hard, to be honest. And now I was getting a bit deflated. And then this brand so I'm a big fan of motocross. I've been riding since I was young. And I knew I'd love to work with a brand in that industry. I come across this brand, and they're called Keks. They're still about now. They're doing really well. And they're essentially just these boxers that are like, they just don't slip. Because when you're on a motocross bike, you're thrown all over the place. So wearing normal boxers just isn't good. Come across them, reached out to him, and signed him as a client, and that went really well. He was very happy, and then I was like, oh my God. That sort of light bulb moment. I was like, okay, I really, really can do this now. I can get results and people are happy.
What was your actual service at that time?
Just paid ads.
Just paid ads
on Facebook.
You're running everything yourself, yeah?
Yeah.
And at that time as well, the paid ads on Facebook were flying, weren't they?
Yeah. So cheap.
Yeah.
Literally, you could.
Like 1p a click.
Yeah. someone could come to you with a £200 budget and you'd be able to get them really, really good results. So that's probably a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, that was good. And then
there was also as well, correct me if I'm wrong, bro, because I know you'll know a lot more in the space, but it was very easy to go directly to your target audience. A lot easier back then on Facebook to find for your ad to land on the right people's pages, right?
Yeah, 100%. And also there was more opportunities organically through Facebook and Instagram. So, you know, people were. I remember I was paying someone to. Do you remember the follow and follow that everyone used to do all the time? Yeah. So I was paying someone to do that on my behalf, and they was targeting like business owners in certain sectors, e-commerce brands and stuff like that. And it was working. My page started to grow. Started to get more followers, more conversations happening. So yeah, there was just more opportunities all around, I think. Yeah.
So even then, like the ad creatives they weren't even anything complicated, were they, back then?
No. I think at that stage, paid ads were more about, like Facebook was learning as well, Meta were learning. So it was more about audiences and you know, interest targeting and stuff like that. Whereas now paid ads are more about creative. Like you've got to, how do you stop the scroll? Because if you can't stop the scroll, it doesn't matter. You're targeting your customer or avatar and everything else, the people that are actually relevant to your brand, it just doesn't matter. But yeah, a lot easier back then. A lot easier.
So 6-7 months in, you met your previous business partner, and then what? Where did the direction of your agency go? I know you guys combined forces.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. We kind of merged. So the clients that I had at the time, we merged into that agency, and we were just like, let's just go ham. Let's just try and grow this agency. He was ahead of me in terms of like where his agency was. So it was a positive for me. And then yeah, we literally just started selling more and more products, putting more money behind marketing and just trying to gain as many clients as possible, really, which was probably one of the things we did wrong.
Why?
Grew too quickly. Just way too quickly.
Why? What was the reason? Like, what was so bad about growing so quickly?
We didn't have the team in place to facilitate the growth.
Did your service fall off?
Yeah, service fell off. Results as well, because we're hiring people that need training, and we can't give the training like all the time. So, yeah, it was just too hard to keep new client training, and then just one thing led to another, and just lost a lot of clients, really, and a lot of team members.
So if you could go back, what would you have done differently in that situation?
I think scaled slower in terms of how many clients we were taking on, but also just focused a bit more time on who we was bringing into the company. Not that the people we were bringing in were bad in terms of team members; they were all good people, but it's being a bit more selective. You know, what did our clients actually need from us at the time? Not what do we need, which was, we just needed heads. You know, we needed the literally. So I think we should have just took it a little bit slower and taken our time a little bit more, because there's no shortage of businesses out there, and I've learned that now. Like there's new businesses every day, and you know there's money everywhere. So yeah,
and they all need hours of services.
Yeah. Everyone needs it. It's like such a powerful tool. And it still baffles me to this day that businesses aren't doing it, and it's not for no fault of their own. I don't think they're just not educated on it yet. And that's really what I'm trying to do now, is trying to just educate as many people as possible about paid ads and the power of it.
Yeah. So I want to fast forward a little bit.
Yeah.
So you combined agencies with your ex-business partner, and then you exited that. Yeah. On good terms, but you just went your separate ways.
Yeah. All good terms.
Where are you now?
So now we've launched our new agency, which was launched we're coming up to 10 months ago. And so it's me and my business partner, Ollie, who I actually met through the previous agency. And we actually met realistically through launching a golf brand together, because we love golf. Oh, cool. So we've got a golf brand called Slice No More. Do you two play golf?
I used to when I was younger.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No.
I stopped when I was like maybe like 11.
Yeah.
I had to stop because I gave him a beating when we played Top Golf in Dubai.
I absolutely destroyed him. I was down the whole game. The comeback was serious.
I love the idea of golf. I just can't facilitate that. I can't finance it.
Yeah.
It's not cheap, is it?
No, it's not cheap. It's like anything. You can do it cheap, but like with golf, you don't really want to be.
I can't do anything cheap.
In fact, I'm quite fortunate.
My personality.
I used to go with my dad when I was younger, and he's still got everything at home, so I just use all of his stuff.
Yeah. It's hard because you can't really like rock up to a golf course with like Slazenger. It's hard.
I was gonna say, you used to be able to go and they'd give you clubs, didn't they? But since COVID, they don't anymore, do they?
No, they do abroad. Like when I've been on a few trips into like Portugal and stuff, and they'll let you rent clubs there. I don't think they do it in the UK anymore.
We went on a trip to Algarve.
Oh yeah,
it was full of like English gazers.
Yeah.
Couldn't wait to get a week away from the missus. Come play golf in the sun.
It's full of it over there. Yeah, it's chaos.
Say we met Paul. He was like, Mrs. Who's like, I told her she got fat. Like came back down. Fucking lost loads of weight.
She lost loads of weight. Started wearing lingerie. The lot. Fuck me. Full on, like, it's great 50-year-old geezer out there with the boys.
Yeah,
around the pool every day. Beers until 3. Then they're teeing off. Then it's dinner and a boozer.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
It's just chaos. When we last went, we were staying in a hotel, and I went with my father-in-law and his mate, so wasn't like that. It was a bit more of a chilled one. And it was just wild. So we were right on the strip. We was
I think you said it was more of a chilled one.
Well, no, we were right on the strip, so we could see everything going on, and it was just nuts, man. And they're all the older geezers. Yeah, they're in their 50s. They're all married, but they're just having a big blowout.
They love it, mate.
Yeah.
That's their release, bro.
Yeah.
Play golf, love with the boys.
Yeah. What did your what did the golf brand like do? What did you guys supply?
It was just nothing really. It was just it kind of come out of nowhere. We was playing golf and we were quite shit. We still are. So we were like, this would be hilarious to like video. And
okay. I thought it was like a physical product.
No. We had a plan to maybe do that, but the problem with golf is it just takes up so much time. So we just started filming and documenting, what we're doing on the golf course, and then breaking up those clips into like short form for TikTok. And TikTok was a platform for us. It was really going. Like we had quite a few viral videos. I think one of them, the best one, got about 500,000 views, which for TikTok is fairly good. But we was building a community, which was great. But we've it's been put to the back burner now because Scale It has just taken the lead. Which was your question, which is where we're at now. So Scale It is our marketing agency, and we're trying to scale the agency now and bring in new team members and stuff like that. But it's going well because we've got the biggest thing, which I'm really excited about, is we've got 100% retention rate. So we've only been going for 9 or 10 months, but no one's left us, which is just amazing.
Congratulations, man! And that's pretty hard to do.
It's very hard to do. Yeah, it's it takes a lot of time and effort, but it's all I've realised it's all in the service because results are always up and down. You're going to have good months, you're going to have bad months. There's seasonal trends and all sorts of patterns that you can't change them. But if you give a great service, people will always, stay with you. Fingers crossed.
Bro, that's unbelievable, bro. 100% retention rate. That is unbelievable.
Thank you.
Over 10 months as well.
Yeah.
Impressive, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
And if you don't mind me asking, how many companies and businesses are you working with?
So we've got the two sides of the business. We've got the done for you. We've got, I believe, 8 or 9 there at the moment that are paying us sort of retainers per month. And then we've got the done with you side of the business, which is pretty much just training the smaller startup businesses or companies that are in their first year or two.
Yeah. That
are trying to break through.
And what's the strategy with that? Because obviously doing it with you is going to be a lot cheaper than doing it for you, right?
Yeah.
What's the strategy in that?
So that's one of the key parts. It's making it more affordable for businesses to kind of learn the skills, because surprisingly, Meta don't really show you either, which is crazy because that's how they make most of their money.
Yeah,
I don't know why they aren't doing it themselves, but it's making it affordable for them. But then also, if we can help the more businesses that are spending on paid ads, the more it's going to make it's going to be better for me. It's going to be better for other agencies. So we're trying to there's an element of bringing more people through, giving them the skill sets, go and do it yourself. You don't have to pay an agency every month. Just focus all your resources into ad spend, which is the most important part of it all. Yep. Learn it, scale it, and then we get to build a relationship with you over that period of time as well. It's about an 8-week process together. And then our hopes is that if we can do that for businesses now, in 10, 12, 24 months, whatever it is, there's no pressure. They come back to us when they're at, wherever they can afford to pay us to do it for them, or whether we train in-house team members that they've got, that it kind of it filters through really and generates us more business off the back end of it.
Yeah. Do you think as well, the clients that you get on with the let's do it for you, do it with you, you also get to show them the complexity of what it is that you do, which also then increases your value. Yeah. And makes your offer, which is let's do it for you, more appealing.
Yeah.
Is that, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I think
because once they understand it, they're like, "Shit,
yeah,
okay, I don't really want to do this."
yeah. We do get that as well. Sometimes people are like, "Oh God, this is a lot, isn't it?" And then we start to add structure in there for them as well, so they can kind of do it in an efficient manner. But it definitely showcases that, because Facebook ads do look very easy on the front end. I mean, you can just put a post up these days and you get that big boost post button in your face, which, by the way, for anyone watching, don't boost posts. But yeah, it looks easy, but there's so many tools and resources that you can utilize through paid ads. So many different strategies that work for different businesses, different ways to approach it. There's loads of different ways that you can make them work for you. So it kind of opens their eyes.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about money.
Yeah.
What does I'm gonna come to Scale Me.
Yeah.
And I want you to run an ad on my ecom brand, and I'm doing, on average per month, 50,000 in sales.
Yeah.
And I want to take that to 250,000 in sales. Per month. What's the step-by-step process of what you'd put me through?
Yeah.
And then what are you invoicing me as well?
So, okay. So if a brand comes to us and they're doing those kind of figures, it's always a good sign because they've got market share. So straight away, it's very easy for us to say, look, we can definitely help you get results. Because it is hard to say that in our industry, guarantee stuff. But so we'll be very confident about getting results. When it comes to strategy, one of the first things that we have to do with any brand, so whenever any brand comes on board with us, we need to audit everything from websites, ad accounts, previous ads that they've ran, on whatever platform, what creative assets they have access to.
You need to know your data.
Yeah. We need to know exactly what they've got in place so that then we can form a strategy around that. If we're talking, it's kind of a made-up brand, isn't it? So let's say you've got loads of creative assets, you've been spending, let's say $5,000 of that £50,000 on ads, etc. Then for us, if you've got the biggest thing for us is making sure you've got really good creative. So if you've got that in place, then it's just a case of, right, okay, let's see what you've been doing in the ad account. Have you been doing more interest targeting? What have you actually tested? Have you only tested audiences? You've been testing copy? Have you been testing destination links? You've been testing placements on your ads? There's so many different things that you can test when you break through, let's say, audiences. If you find your audiences, okay, great, we've got 3 audiences at work. How do we squeeze more out of them? We test different things, different copy, sending them to different places, putting different products in front of them. So that's kind of how we'd formulate it. And one thing we never do, though, as much as we can feel confident about getting results, we'll never promise anything. So I wouldn't say to you, I'm going to get you to 250 grand in 2 months, because I just don't know. But
you're going to take all the right steps to get there, right?
Yeah, 100%.
That's yourself.
Yeah. So and then in terms of invoices, so this is where it gets tricky, because if you're, let's say, an e-commerce brand, we can and you're selling a product,
commission of profits.
Yeah, so there's always,
baby.
There's always, we've got to be tied in, because there's been times in the past where we've helped brands, and this is amazing. It's one of the things that I'm really proud of, really being a part of. But we've had clients in the past that have grown their businesses through our help, not us, we don't take full credit, but through our help, that have exited their businesses. They've sold for millions. You know, they're millionaires now, and it's amazing. But we structured our deals wrong, because we was never part of that, but we was a big part of it, if that makes sense. So that's from what we do now is we've got a retainer in place if you're an e-commerce brand, and then a percentage of revenue or profits or whatever works best for that brand, so that we're tied into the success.
Because effectively, without you, it's money they never had, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like, well, you want to go from 50 to 250. There's an extra £200,000 there that's going to come from me.
Yeah.
So I want 15%, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say 50, but
oh shit! Is that, no, honestly,
I was actually just going to ask, what percentage do you take?
It varies because different businesses have different profitability and margins, etc. But it's anywhere between 5 to 20%. That's kind of where we keep
bang
it.
On with the 15 then.
Yeah. You're pretty much there.
Get them down to 10.
Yeah. I'll up the retainer then.
There you go.
But yeah, we always have a retainer in place. And retainers start, and again, it's very dependent on the brand. But for someone that's doing like 50k in revenue, they want to scale there. You're an e-commerce brand selling products online. We can get you there much quicker than what we could a service-based company. So we'd be saying something around the region of 1,500 to £2,000 a month on the retainer, and then depending on your profit, like saying between that 5 to 20% rev share or profit share or whatever that works out to be, that makes sense for them. Because what we don't want to do is hinder our clients either. You know, then it gets nasty, and then, you know, we're not interested in working with people for 3 to 6 months. We want to work with you for years. So it's about structuring.
They don't want to feel like they're being robbed.
No one does. You know, it just doesn't work then, and it's never fair either.
Yeah,
there's always a bit of animosity. So, but yeah, that's kind of where we'd be in terms of fees. But it's different for service-based businesses because they're much harder to scale because we only control like half of it. For example, if we're generating leads for a business, we've got a garden room.
Got to close.
Yeah. You know, it's much harder. We're working with a brand at the moment that sell these garden pods. Have you know what I'm on about? The no planning. You can have an office in the garden. It's like just throw them up kind of thing.
They're wicked.
They're wicked. They're absolutely ace. Honestly, it's such a great product.
I think they even put them in little offices now as well, and they're like soundproof and stuff like that. So you can go in there and have a minute.
Yeah. Literally, you can
I've
put
actually
them anywhere.
They're so cool.
Yeah. They're wicked, and they're affordable as well. You know, you can get like a fairly decent sized one. Let's say if you want to turn it into an office for like $5,000, which, you know, it's the same as getting a new kitchen or something, but you're getting an extra room on your house essentially.
Instead of going paying £1,000 a month for an office, we'll just buy 2 of them and slap them in the gardens, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
Heater in there.
Yeah. You can.
A little lip pillow, mate.
No, I'm alright for that.
So it's,
you want a lip pillow?
No, I'm alright.
Okay,
thank you.
cool.
I'm alright.
It's recovered drug addict, man.
Yeah. Wait, would you have classed yourself as a drug addict?
No,
was it that bad?
I was only joking.
No. Yeah,
I didn't know if you knew something that I didn't. That's
No, I wouldn't say so. No, I just I got a bit carried away.
Yeah.
Just going out with the boys, man. Weekend comes. Oh, you fucking coming out? We're getting on it.
Yeah. Literally, it was just that kind of vibe.
I just want to say, whilst we're on the topic of it, bro, like a massive congratulations to you, because
thank you, bro.
There's a lot of people when they're in that rut, they don't get out of it.
Yeah.
And you've got out of it and you've thrived.
Thank you, bro.
And I mean, you've got a wife now.
Yeah.
You got any children?
Not yet. No.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
You've got a successful business partner, happy clients.
Yeah.
Everything's going in the right direction, and that's all because you decided to make a switch and took action. So for that, well done.
Thank you, bro.
Honestly,
I love how you put that. Yeah. Makes you think when you say stuff like that and you hear stuff like that. It's, I really appreciate
Sometimes
it.
Sometimes it's nice to hear it from someone else.
Yeah.
And it's hard as well as a successful person to be successful. You're always in it. You're always not where I want to be yet. But sometimes you have to just take a step back.
Yeah.
And have a think and have a look at where I was and where I am.
Yeah.
And show gratitude towards yourself.
100%.
Because it's not only is it good for your soul, you start to love yourself a little bit more.
Yeah.
And when you love yourself, you're your best version of yourself.
Yeah.
And when you're your best version of yourself, best know your business is your best version.
Yeah.
Best know
Good
your
things
relationship
start
with your
happening.
wife is the best version.
Yeah.
Best know you'll bring up your future kids as the best version of a father.
Yeah.
So you have to show gratitude sometimes and look back and be like, fuck.
Yeah.
I did that.
It's hard to do. Yeah. You just mentioned success then as well. It's like it's weird because I wouldn't say I'm I don't feel like I'm successful yet.
That's why you are, though.
Yeah.
That's why you are. I can guarantee you Cristiano Ronaldo will score a hat-trick and said, I should have scored 2.
Yeah. True.
Because I missed this chance and that chance.
Yeah, you always
because
want
the people
next
that are
best thing.
great expect more from themselves, which is what makes them great and what separates them from the others. It's very easy to do something quite good, be like, yeah, I did that, and get comfortable. But the great people don't. What's next? How can I be better? What can I do more? How can I take my retention from 100% to fucking 200%? It's impossible, but how am I going to do it? Do you know what I'm saying?
There's a way. There's a way.
That's how great people think and operate, which is why they're great.
Love it.
But yeah.
Sorry, clip that. That's a TikTok.
Motherfucker. And you're going to run a free ad for us as well? Just
that's it. Yeah, put some ad spend behind it.
I want to know about your process, bro. I mean, so I'm guessing because it is your service that you're running ads for your service.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
What's your closing process like? I want you to close me. I'm inquired.
So we're running our own ads. We spend about $2,000 to $3,000 a month on our own ads at the moment.
How many leads do you generate from that?
This month so far, I've looked yesterday, I've done about £500 in spend this month. Generated 24 leads. So
good leads.
Yeah, good leads. Yeah. Not all of them. There's a few that filter through and just end up there. That's part of ads, really. You can't really remove it, but
keep them in the CRM system, and then you just poke them again if you need to.
Yeah, exactly. So we're running ads. We generate leads. When people see our advert, they then have to fill in a form, so we can kind of try and qualify them as much as possible. But it is very hard to do with a business like ours because we need to be on that phone and we need to sort of.
Just quickly, is that form a couple of little questions of the business owner to understand how you would then sell? Or not?
Kind of. It's more so as in for me to understand how to... Yeah.
So,
bang on.
So you'll understand whether they're an emotional buyer or whether they're completely about logistics and their numbers. Because then you know on the call, well, I'm going to give him loads of numbers. Yeah. Or I'm going to say, we're going to make your baby look a lot better.
Yeah. Literally, you can tell, like, if someone's left a big paragraph on the lead form, this, and they've got stories in there and everything, when you get on the phone then.
That's what you're going to sell on.
Yeah. You can just relate to them straight away. There's always, there's one thing that I'm quite big on with sales is there's always a way to relate to someone in some way, shape, or form, whether it's something you've been through or a third party story or something.
Love that.
It's I love sales. I do love sales, to be fair. I love it. So I still do all the sales for the business. But they'll fill out that form. That form then gets all that information gets sent through to us. We analyse it. They also book in a call with us, so it's very automated the whole way through from ad to booking in a call. We don't really do anything. We just show up to that call. And then when I jump on the phone call, I really just try, and it's more of I'm just trying to let you speak. So I'm just asking questions about your business, the ins and outs. Like, for example, what creative assets do you have? Well, first of all, are you running paid ads at the moment? If yes, great. What assets do you have? How are they performing? Just trying to figure out what's actually going on. Yep. Are you with another agency? Just trying to find out as much as possible what your targets are, how close are you to that target right now? What structure do you have in the back end? If you're a lead gen client is what we call, like say the garden room business you're working with. Who's doing your sales? Is it you as the business owner, or have you got a team? Because if it's you as the business owner, for me, that's a bit of a red flag. Not because not big enough for us, but it's just you're gonna have time restrictions, and if we're generating new leads, you're not gonna be able to close them.
Sharp.
Yeah, someone's just got to be on them, especially through Facebook ads, because the whole platform is convenience. When you think about it, it's like, right, I'm here and I can just scroll through, and that's why stopping the scroll is so important. So people can forget straight away. They're like, I don't remember filling in this lead form. What you on about? Like, I don't remember booking in a call.
When you're scrolling on TikTok, you'll be scrolling back up to find a video that you maybe saw before, and you'll forget half of the ones that you've seen.
Yeah. Literally, it's so easy. Like, you literally just that is all. That's what you're fighting against. It's just someone just scrolling past you.
I've actually got into quite a good habit the past week. Like, I was at one of our clients shooting, and he said to himself, he was like, no, he started not going on his phone until like 8 a.m. And I've started doing it like until I finished gym, got home, had breakfast, and like it's actually stopped me scrolling. My screen time's gone from like 6 hours to 2.5, like literally all this week.
Is that what your screen time's at? 6 hours average?
It used to be. obviously, like, that was probably 2.5 now. Like, it's purely like me being productive, getting back to obviously like team members or clients, whatever. Like, it's purely productive. I don't really touch social media at all now.
Yeah.
Before it was like, I don't know.
I'd be busy.
Yeah, I'd go for a shit or something. I'd sit and scroll on my phone for 40 minutes. But it's true though. We all do it. Man.
Yeah, everyone does it. It's the best time of day, isn't
it? You scroll to fill time that you've got nothing else to do in though.
Do
you know what I'm saying?
100%.
I think now that like I'm not doing that as much, I kind of realised that it's more so like me not scrolling in the morning, I'm not craving that dopamine for the rest of the day. Like I've genuinely realised how much of an impact scrolling like has on your dopamine and like how good it makes you feel.
Yeah.
For such little activity, like it's so little effort for such a big reward. Like is it hormonally, chemically?
Yeah. It's nuts, isn't it? It's there's a weird feeling around it, and you kind of like, because I've started to do it now as well. The same thing. My screen time was just so high, 6-7 hours a day.
It's fucked.
It's mad. It's crazy. Like that's a lot of time, and it's not all research. It's just entertainment.
I saw a TikTok when the new year happened, and it was like if you spent like 3 or 4 hours screen time a day, it was something like 60 days altogether in your year. Do you know how fucked that is? Like that's just 60 days wasted.
Yeah.
It actually is.
I've got to be careful what I say because I want everyone on social media. keep watching, keep scrolling.
Stop scrolling, keep clicking.
Yeah, keep clicking, click on the ads. Yeah, but it is crazy. Yeah, it's it can be a big distraction.
I want to pull it back. So you're asking a lot of questions.
Completely went.
You're listening. You're listening to effectively gain data from your potential client.
Yeah.
So then you can then cater for what.
Yeah.
So then what would be the next process?
Yes, it just on the back end of what you said there as well. It's there is some clients that we might not be right for, and we do say to people sometimes, look, we're not the best for you, and if I'm not the right agency for a specific client, I'll forward them on to someone if I know someone. So I always try and give someone value and help them, even if I know I can't. We're not the right people for them.
Free value goes a long way, doesn't it?
Yeah. So
I just want to ask how what would make you not the right fit for someone? Just they wouldn't need ads.
I think no. It depends on. So there's certain, like, let's say, niches that I'm more comfortable with than others.
Okay.
So for example, like the competition space. Have you seen these competition brands that are about? Yeah, they're everywhere.
And they all have to run ads.
Oh yeah, they're like so reliant on it. They have to have a license as well, called an RMG license, to run the ads. So it's like it costs them so much money to get those businesses set up that they're so heavily invested. It's a very risky business model, that's for sure.
I actually tried it once.
Did you?
Yeah.
No way.
With a PS5, not a car or anything like that.
Yeah.
I remember your stories.
I had I've actually never said this publicly, but I had one of my friends, he was like, I've got one when they were still like gold dust.
Yeah.
And I already had one. I got mine like 2 weeks before, and I was like, fuck's sake, I was looking everywhere for one. And you just come and give me one as soon as I've like, and I was like, you know what, let me grab it. I'll grab it. And what I'll do is, these are like gold dust. If I market it correctly and stuff like that, I'll raffle it off. Instead of just trying to sell it on and make like 50 quid, I could probably make $1,000 or 2 or however many. And I went about it completely wrong, bro. I went about it completely wrong. I didn't put a set number of tickets because I wanted to be greedy.
Yeah.
I was being greedy. So I didn't put a set amount of tickets. People were asking me questions and I was kind of going around it, and it made people feel uneasy, which made them not want to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
I think the tickets were at like £5 a pop or something like that for a PS5, which is around 500 quid.
Yeah.
So really, they need to be adding up the numbers and making it make sense. Well, what's my chance of doing it? It's just a £5, but if he's going to sell 5,000 tickets, then what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I was thinking, tickets are nearly gone. They're nearly gone. Get yours now. I had like 40 people pay me for a ticket, bro. 4 people. I made like 20 quid, 25 quid.
Oh, man.
And I just paid 450 quid for a PlayStation.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I going to do?
That wasn't even worth your time.
What am I going to do? Yeah. So I was saying, they've nearly run out. And then the time came to when I said the raffle was going to happen. I haven't sold any of the tickets. I had to refund people saying, something's happened. And I had to bullshit it.
Yeah.
And I smacked myself in the face, bro, because the idea was there, but there was no actual strategy to it.
Yeah.
And there was no logistical business thought. I got lucky.
Just trying to earn some bread, innit?
Yeah, but I got lucky though. I actually went on a TV show, and the producer came to my house. It was during COVID, so he had to come to my house, and because I couldn't go to the studio. To like speak to me and get a feel for me and whatever before he gave me the sign off. And I ended up selling the head producer of the show the PlayStation, and he left and walked out the door with it.
No way.
Transferred me there on the spot, and I made a profit as well. But
so you ended up making money on it.
I got lucky, I made like 50 quid on it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get it gone, bro.
Yeah.
I was putting TikToks up, PlayStation guys, and this, that, whatever. But I smacked myself in the face, bro.
Oh, no. It's a lot of psychology, that industry. It's very hard. It's harder now to get it going. But that's an industry that we're very comfortable with. In COVID, actually, that's when most of them were starting. Mm-hmm. Obviously, everyone had money as well. Everyone was sitting at home, just,
play money, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was, everyone was spending, so.
Oh, you! Yeah, you. I know you're looking at yourself right now and you're thinking, why am I not subscribed to the Gooms Podcast? Just do it then, because it helps the boys out more than you actually know. Peace.
We could
actually put you in touch with some people that they're actually going to raffle off a car.
Oh, we could, yeah.
It's their first thing they're trying to get into.
Yeah.
So we'll put you in touch.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. We always look after people that send work our way as well. So everyone wins. But yeah, like that's an industry that I'm comfortable with. So that's very easy for me to, take on as work, because I know what I need to do if I've got if I'm given the freedom to sort of do it. But there's not. For example, I'm just plucking something off the top of my head here. Let's say a brand that sells, I don't know. In fact, there's a good example of someone that I was a bit skeptical about, who's actually now like doing really, really well as one of our clients. He just actually won an award yesterday. He owns a knee brace legging brand, and they at the moment are like sort of catered towards the skiing industry. And like I was confident, but I was like 80-20, like 8%. Yeah, I can help. 20%. Oh, this might be a bit hard.
What parts of the business makes you think?
It's things like market share, for example. Like, are you actually getting results on social media right now? If you're not, then it is the complete unknown. Like, no one knows if it's gonna work or not. Yeah. It's things
that's
like
how your retention score comes down.
Yeah. You got to take on the right people. I think, right businesses and people. Yeah, a bit of both. But yeah, like, so market share. Some people just, you'd be surprised. Some people just genuinely don't care about their business, and they just, you'll be asking for things like when I'm asking about creative assets and what you have at the moment in terms of team and everything like that, and you're speaking to someone and they're making good money, but they're just half-arsed, can't be arsed. Like, yeah, nothing. No, I'm not really interested in that. They're kind of red flags as well, because that's really hard for us to work with. Yeah, if we can't get what we need to actually deliver, it's going to be a nightmare. So, and then also just people just being rude, man. Just horrible people. Like, I can't stand it. Yeah. I'm a people person. It really annoys me. Like, when you pick up the phone, I'm there to have a conversation with people. I know they're giving me their time as well.
But it's to help them.
Yeah. Like, this is a mutual thing. We're both doing this together, right? So, like, I'm not here to just serve you. Like, let's help each other. Like, what do we want to do here? So,
the marketing industry is like, it's more collaborative when you sign someone rather than like, okay, it's a product, here you go. Yeah,
absolutely. Because we're not running the business. Like, they're still responsible for
to do their
everything else. Sure. Yeah.
You can run a killer ad campaign and for an e-com brand, but if the way that they're delivering and the way that their operations work and people are getting their stuff late, they're gonna get returns, or people are gonna complain, and you might have absolutely smashed it, giving them everything they needed to go to the next level, and they just throw it back in your face.
Exactly. It's just, and then everyone's wasted their time and resources and their money and stuff like that as well. So, yeah, there's I say they're the main ones. Yeah. Or if they've been with like 5 different agencies as well, that's one.
I cut your 80-20 split with the knee brace company.
Oh yeah. Yes. So yeah, I was a bit unsure, because I mean, I'd had success on ads before, but it apparently, when they were telling me about what they'd done before on ads, it was very just like hit and miss kind of approach. And that's also a thing I was a bit like, oh, okay, right, well, you've got sales, but if it was just, you know, it might have been pot luck, or, you know, it might have been just boosting posts and whatnot. But yeah, like now they're flying, like it's doing so well. We started on £1,000 a month ad spend with him. He's now pretty much just said, look, spend what you need to spend, just get me the results kind of thing, which is great for us. We're up to about $3,500 now a month in ad spend. So we're scaling his brand, and he's just signed a 6 month time with us.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What does £3,500 ad spend normally return for a business like that? Because it's a product, right?
Yeah.
So it has a direct effect on what he's bringing through the door. I mean, are you comfortable to share some kind of rough numbers? It's
hard to give like an exact, because every business is different. But like with him, it's with the brand's called Embrace.
Wicked.
With Embrace, they're definitely on the higher sort of return. It's called return on ad spend, or ROAS is what we call it as a terminology. They're in the higher sort of tier of ROAS. You know, they're between 8 and 10 on average, which is really, really fucking good.
We met an ad dude in Dubai, and puts little spreadsheets and stuff up, and they all around 6, 7, 8. And he's doing well for himself. So
he's fucking killing it.
Yeah. It's
he spends a lot of his time in South America and Dubai.
Oh,
to give you an idea.
And
he's like mid-20s.
Is it? What's his name?
Kieran. He actually came on the pod.
Did he?
Yeah. Kieran Finn. Is it Finn?
Yeah.
I hadn't seen this one.
Anyway.
Sorry. So I've got a friend out in Dubai. That's who I'm going to see in March, and he's a marketing agency, and he's doing all Stephen Bartlett stuff at the moment. He's a wizard, man.
Like there's always stuff. I've been seeing that.
Yeah, and all these like all these books and stuff like that, and he's got a million things. He was telling me the other day, and I was just like mind blown. So he's got loads of stuff going on.
That's one thing about this industry that's so beautiful. There's always somebody that's in a much better position, and there's always someone in a much worse position.
It's
very broad, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there's always someone to pick their brain with, and I feel like in our industry, a lot of people are a lot more open, and happy to share, because they understand that there's enough food to go around for everyone, bro.
I love that. Yeah, it's bang on. Like there is so many businesses out there, and I can't facilitate every business out there anyway. So I don't want to work with everyone. I'd actually love to, but I can't.
Yeah, you couldn't. Yeah.
So yeah, like, we're always like, that's what, you know, speaking with you guys as well about like doing some work together and stuff, because you know, you're just that's what you're really good at, and I'm not as good at it. So it just makes sense. So
I want to ask you, and I'm sure that this would probably help like a bunch of people leaving at home, but listening at home. But like, what would be your essentials to grow an agency after having so much experience throughout? Like, was it like an 8-year period now?
Yeah, I think it's, if we include the year that I was like studying it like no tomorrow, then it's closer to 7. But I always include that year because it was just intense. But and part of it, I guess,
started everything, bro.
Yeah, it was, to be fair. But so sorry, what was the question?
So, if someone was to start an agency tomorrow, how would someone first of all start the agency, and then how would someone grow it and scale it?
Yeah.
And then I also, do you know what, as well, after you answer that, I want to ask you the question to someone that would be in the position maybe after the first year, like they're doing okay. How do they take things to the next level when they actually start to see real progress?
Yeah. Okay. Good questions. It's a hard one to answer, but a bit of a long-winded one. So, but
just what worked for you? Yeah.
Okay. So, if someone was going to start an agency tomorrow, what I'd say is focus on your personal brand. Like it's the best tool that you have access to right now, because you can network with anyone, anywhere in the world at any time through social media. You haven't got to go to these networking events, which are great, but you haven't got to go there anymore and shake hands and then hope that something comes from it. Drop someone a DM, just get to know people and just put yourself out there. That's what I'd suggest someone does, is start to build their personal brand, and also, if you're trying to gain your first couple of clients, just be honest with people. Like, there's a lot of people out there that will give you a chance. You haven't got to lie, and a lot of people lie about it. You know, we had someone mimic our results before, by the way, screenshotting our results, saying it was theirs. It was just crazy. Like, you haven't got to do that. Just be honest.
I literally said this 2 weeks ago. Use your scenario to your advantage, whatever it is. You've got one client. Push the fact that I'm going to give you all of my time, because the growth of my business is dependent on me getting your results. Exactly. You've got 100 clients. I've got 100 clients and they've all got results. It's because I'm fucking good.
Yeah.
You use your scenario whatever situation you're in within business. Use it to your advantage and use that on yourself.
Yeah.
Go on.
No, that's bang on. And yeah, I'll just say, like, just be transparent, be yourself, but focus on building a personal brand on social media. And then clients should naturally come then. I think the other thing beyond that, which is a very hard thing to do these days, but try and find a coach, try and find a mentor, someone that can show you the ropes, that's, doing it. I'd say, like, someone that's actively doing it is probably the best option. But just learn as much as you can and invest in yourself is probably the best way to start an agency, because it's a minefield. So many people out there that just don't care. They just want to cash in, go and live on a beach in Bali. By the way, you can still have a successful agency and do that.
Yeah.
But
I don't know, man. I'm trying to go to Bali, man.
Literally,
no shade for anyone doing that, by the way. But, like,
I was gonna say, literally, Kieran, who came on our podcast, man. Like, he lives in Dubai now, and he loves South America, so he's there now. Like, he goes traveling all the time. And he's just got a team in the cloud, pretty much, just handling everything. Obviously, he's pretty hands-on as well.
Yeah. But he obviously cares about it. You know, like, he's treating it as a business. He that's the beauty of our industry. Kind of contradict myself here, but, like, you can be anywhere, but you've got to have the right
and some Wi-Fi.
The
right connections, and
that's it. But you've got to. That doesn't come without hard work, and that's where a lot of the Bali lifestyle kind of
misconception, what you see on social media.
It's hard, man. Like, it's really hard work. Like, I speak to my clients every single day, and there's, our client's Facebook page went down the other day. I was sitting on Facebook chat for like 3 hours. Like, I've got loads of other things to be doing, but that's what it takes. Just little things like that add up and take the time. Whereas some people just don't care. Like, I've heard all kinds of horror stories. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. No, I lost my train of thought. But yeah,
what else would someone do to grow if they would start an agency to just start that initial year?
So beyond personal brand and investing in coaching, I would also say, and this is from my own personal experience, and what we did wrong is just master one area of the marketing, because there's so many different areas. You've got paid ads, you've got social media management, email marketing. You've also got paid ads on different platforms. You've got TikTok, you've got Snapchat, you've got Google ads. There's so many different things that come under the umbrella of what social media marketing is, or a marketing agency is. Of course, the creative. Just focus on one area initially and just master it, whatever that area is, and then you can slowly build out and progress.
Can I contradict you?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're in a position now where the creative, we've kind of mastered.
Yeah, I agree. You smash it, by the way. I love you.
Thanks, bro. Thank you, man.
We've kind of, I feel like that's the only thing that we focused on for a whole year.
Yeah.
In the first year. So maybe I'm going a little slightly off topic, but now we're coming into our second year of the business. The goal for me is to create an ecosystem so that our offer to a client is irreplaceable. We're going to save them time. We're going to hopefully generate them more leads, which will lead to making them more money. And also we're going to make them look good by doing it at the same time, because their page is going to look fucking sick.
Yeah.
That comes with three or four different sectors, though.
That
comes with the creative. It comes with them being able to obviously film and edit, and then the social media management, which comes alongside the creative. So distributing the work that we've made, and then also as well, on top of the social media management, just posting, also generating leads through the social media management. Every time someone follows you or leaves you a comment or whatever, you're in the DMs, you've liked a couple of stories, you've liked a couple of their top posts.
Connecting with them and
everything. And
love it.
Generating more of a community so that the guys that are following you on social media can at some point down the line become a customer. Yeah. But that comes with having the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Then the ecosystem to go into the next level. Okay, well, we've built your socials now. You've got organic leads coming through, but let's take it to the next level. Then you need to tap into the ad space. Then to actually be able to give a client everything they want at price points that we're selling, you can't just offer one service and be good at it.
No.
Because there's no return on investment. There's no return on their ad spend.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
For sure. No,
so I completely understand what you're saying about master one.
Yeah.
And be good at it. But I also feel like to scale and to grow quickly, you need to be able to offer something a bit more. Yeah, you got to be able to diversify like your offering for sure.
which it does kind of contradict what I've said, but but I think it's about doing it like what you've done is exactly the right thing in my opinion. You know, you've mastered one element now, and then now you're thinking about how do I move into the next thing. And I get a lot of it as well has come from like your network and just being around people and not seeing things and stuff as well, which is why I think like the personal brand's so important, because I've seen you guys have got a really, really strong network around you, which is amazing.
What you say, personal brand?
Yeah.
I want to ask you for some advice.
Okay.
When people say grow your personal brand, we use the podcast as an excuse, like we're doing it.
Is
that a shortcut? Are we actually not creating a personal brand? Because this effectively is a separate entity to the business. Yeah, it can be a sales funnel to an extent, but do we need to be posting 4 or 5 reels on our personal pages talking about the business, or are we showing off what are the perks that come with the business? How do we create our personal brands to attract clients? What would you?
I think you're doing it. I think you're doing it because you're both yourselves from what I've seen. You know, obviously I've not known you for too long, pretty much
about an hour.
Yeah, about an hour or so. But you can tell when someone's, you know, being real or not, I think anyway. Yeah. So, and it's been very consistent as well through what I've seen with other podcasts that you've done. So I think you're already doing it.
One year, bro. I mean, props to us, bro.
Literally
one year every week, episode. Close to a clip a day.
Yeah.
And that was without editors, without a producer, without a director, without guests outreaching to us.
Yeah.
Traveling up and down the country, like week in, week out.
Yeah.
Like I said to you earlier, sometimes you've got to step back and have a look.
100%, man. That's amazing. Consistency is key with social media.
52 fucking
that's
episodes.
Crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
One whole year, bro. We've sat down in front of these dumbass mics.
I'm on.
Yeah. Fuck's sake, man.
I'm honoured though, man. That's amazing. I
made it to the 1 year. 1 year anniversary.
1 year anniversary.
Fucking shout out to us, man.
Yeah, big shout out, man.
And listen, everybody at home that listens every week, because I know there's a few of you. Thank you so much, man.
We love
because without you guys, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be able to have this conversation and take a lot of value from people like you. So thank you to everyone. Obviously, thank you to you, and thank you to
Appreciate it.
Thank you to you as well, bro.
My man.
What about just to move the conversation back to kind of where we were? I want to find out. So someone that's more in like mine and Chris's position, or someone else at home that's listening, that's maybe the agency's not killing it to where they could obviously live that agency lifestyle. But they're getting by.
Yeah.
What would you say? How do you scale? What would you say to do?
I think you've got to. There comes a stage where, and we were kind of speaking about this earlier, and I think you're kind of going through this transition as well. But you've got what you two have is you've got really, really good creative. You know, that's the first thing that stood out to me. You do really well. You've got some really good clients. I think number one, start to maybe scream and shout about it a little bit more. Maybe run some paid ads around that. Try and attract some bigger clients that pay more, increase prices, things like that you can do. But I think the main thing is, obviously, the business is built around you two. You've got to, at some point, it's, I think you're going through this transition, correct me if I'm wrong, but like you've got to kind of try and step away now and hand the reins over to other people so that you can free up your time and just get out there, man, and do what you do best. Like
I was listening to Bedros Koulian yesterday on my run, and he literally said, you should only be spending your time, like as an entrepreneur, on 20% of the business, and that 20% should just be scaling. Yeah, everything else should be handled by anybody else. It doesn't matter how much you're bringing in; you have to delegate.
This is a conversation we had 2 days ago. Yesterday, I just went to a shoot. I said, "Bro, bring me the SD. I'm going to send the brief over to the editor, and we'll get it done so we can."
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh, bro, I was going to edit this one." I said, "Bro, got editors to edit."
And just, I find it quite hard to let go.
It's hard.
That's
it's like imposter syndrome. Is that what they call it? I'm sure it is.
No, imposter syndrome is like when you get somewhere and you don't think you should be.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, maybe not then. Cut that out.
The way that Bedros said it, like as an entrepreneur, what you should do is it's called DLC. So delegate, lead, create. That's what he said. He said that's what you should do. That's your 20%. That's the only things that you do for the business.
Yeah, 100%. It's hard though. It is hard. It is, and it's a scary feeling as well. Because
I think that's in every business though. Every business handing the reins up, because nobody loves your baby the way you do.
Even a podcast, like he actually said, he was like, I don't care how much money you've got, like hire someone, film the podcast in the most efficient way and get them to do everything, set everything up for you, find someone. and just film them, and then it's done. You can spend your time on more valuable places like planning the pods, trying to get better guests, etc.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we were actually efficient today. Everything was already here.
So we were quite good today,
but you know, we can, other than you going and having a fucking shit, but but we that 20 minutes beforehand where things are being set up. Imagine if we walked through the door and everything was done. And that 20 minutes, we could have actually sat down with you and said, right, okay, so what do you want to cover? This is what we want to also get out of this conversation. Put a little, like, the 20 minutes could have been put together so that this conversation would have flowed a lot better and more efficiently. I mean, I still think it's been great.
No, it's been amazing.
But do you know what I'm saying, though? It's kind of what you've just said about having, but then it's also about finding the funds for it, because this ain't making us any money.
That's the hardest thing about these
it's like,
podcasts, isn't it, initially?
This isn't making us any money. So what are we going to... Are we taking it out of our pockets, which are already quite skimmed at the minute, or are we taking it out of the business?
What about some sponsors, man?
Do you know what? You say that. And what we used to say is like, okay, we'll get sponsors.
Sorry, I just cut you up, by the way.
No.
I was speaking to someone that I know that has a podcast as well. Two guys, and they met someone. And the first thing that they said to him when he found out that they have a podcast is that they're doing probably similar views to us. Whatever. What have I got on me? Little hair.
Yeah, you're good.
They met this guy, and he was like, when you look at your views over a month, it might be like a 5K, for instance, or however much. It's like, there's going to be brands that want to work with you, even if it's like £100 a week. Like, there will be someone.
There's something to sort of go alongside this as well. So Slice No More, taking it back to the golf brand, we was in the same position, weren't making any money through it, couldn't be bothered to launch products and stuff like that because there's already too many brands out there doing it. So instead we went out and found sponsorship, and we got a brand to agree £1,000 a month every month for 12 months just to sponsor the actual sponsor the brand from a financial point of view. And then we got another sponsor through a client of ours called Golf Star Comps. And what they did was they give us all their branding and like equipment and stuff like that, and we got to use their facilities and stuff. So, and it helped, man. It helped, but it was just a factor of time. But yeah, it's mad. Like these brands, especially the big ones, because they also want to spend this money because they don't want to. It's all just taxed of what, you know. These sponsorship things, they're great for them because it's giving them exposure in front of people that are good people. You know, you've got a great audience. They want to be in front of that.
I didn't think of it like that. A big brand that's just sat on marketing money. Well, not even just marketing money, just liquid that's going to be taxed anyway.
We need to approach some motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe we called out.
There's probably some few people I can put you in front of.
Delegate, lead, and create.
Yeah.
Delegate stuff that we're doing outside of here to go and upload the clips, to then sit and edit the podcast and review the podcast, and take your segments out and send it off to an editor to cut up for clips. That's a lot of time that every week could be spent on outreaching towards people that could then pay for these processes, someone to be behind the camera and make sure everything's sorted. So we just got to come in and sit in and walk in.
100%.
But it's about finding, again, the time, the liquid.
And
then also as well, handing someone the reins.
The scarier part.
What Bedro said as well, I'm going to go back to him. I listened to a fantastic podcast that you did yesterday. He said that what you have to do is you have to create your own system. Like, you can't bring someone into the team that figures out their own system and does things their own way, because then as soon as they leave you, you're fucked. That's the main thing. Like, obviously I'm sure that you've probably got your systems in place. Like, you have to create those systems.
Kind of.
You know.
They change all the time, don't they? Sorry, carry on.
I was going to say, as long as you know how they work though and operate. I think I said the change. There's always just, you were trying to improve it, aren't you? I guess is probably what I was trying to say there. But yeah, 100%. Because that was one of the problems as well. The other agency was, because we was hiring so quickly, they were coming into systems that weren't properly built out. So it's not. They didn't have the best chance. It's a nightmare. You know, they're trying to imagine going into a job and just, where's the password for this? You know, just something so simple, a password. They can't get a password, kind of thing. It's tough, and then it just leads to all kinds of turbulence. So you definitely got to be ready for it as well, like that. What else would you say to someone in the, I don't know, year, 2 years into an agency to scale?
Yeah, I think at that point it's when you're a couple of years in, probably doing well, maybe just multiple six figures. I imagine at that stage, I'm just trying to figure. Maybe that's where they are.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, it's it's not that hard to get to though with an agency. You can get there quite quickly if you've got the right structure.
It sounds ignorant.
Yeah.
When you say it.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah. I can see how. Yeah.
You can grow on. No. I'm not saying you're.
No. But I'm not.
To someone at home that's thinking, what? 300k.
Yeah.
That's 5 years' salary.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
But an online business, you can scale in 1 year the way that you'd grow a brick and mortar in 10.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the power of it. That's the power of the internet. That's why everybody that's at the top that you listen to on Instagram, on YouTube, on social, on TikTok, the internet is your tool that you need to be using, because there's no quicker, more efficient way to make a shitload of money.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't jump on it now, even though you're not too late.
No way.
Not too late. And if you don't jump on it, it's gonna just keep moving without you, and you're gonna stay in that rat race, and it's crazy. But yeah, sorry, 200-300, whatever, 400, 900, whatever it is, it's possible though.
It is possible. But I think at that stage, then it's the same process. You kind of just rinse and repeat. Yeah. You bring on you'll build out different departments within the business at that stage when you've got that kind of cash flow. Then you've got your, like for us, for example, media buyer, someone that runs the paid ads for us. That would be like someone that we bring in. We're actually using contractors at the moment because I've just got really good media buyers around me that you can't hire some of them. They don't want a job. They just, they're doing what they're doing.
But being contractors.
What was that? Sorry.
They're happy. Being that's fair enough. Effectively, they still do the same thing.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, they're it makes sense for everyone. But
wait, so you don't actually run the ads yourself anymore? Just everything gets offloaded.
I do. Yeah, I use there's certain brands that I still run the ads for. Yeah. Okay. So Embrace is one of them, and then we've got Natural Beauty Slimming. That's one. She was the one that had the Facebook page go down. But she's doing we've just agreed to go to 10 grand a month in ad spend now.
Wow.
But I'm going to manage that while we scale and stuff. But
that's a product.
Yeah. There's loads of different products on it. So there's there's something called skinny juice as well. So some of them are like meal replacements. Some of them just help with like metabolism and fat burning and stuff like that. But they're all natural. Mm-hmm. So there's no nasty stuff in it for the most part. It's all just natural ingredients.
Good,
so it's a really cool brand.
So I mean, just to come off slightly off topic again, sorry, but
no, fine.
You were talking about you start to create departments. I'm curious, how many employees do you have now?
So employees at the moment, none. We've purposely we've tried to, but I've kind of stayed away from it as long as I can for a moment, because I know what it's like when you get there, and it takes a lot of time, and I'm still spending a lot of time in the business at this stage because it's still in the, we're coming up to our first year now, so I'm still hands on in it, but at the same time we've got people that we can use around us that deliver certain projects. But so at the moment none, but we've got 2 media buyers around us that are contractors. So if we bring on a project that we think is good for them, we'll send it their way. We've got a content creator that we use, who I spoke to you about earlier. Hopefully you guys soon as well. And then we've got one other guy that does Google ads. So we're trying to. That's like we're going through that phase I was talking about earlier, where we feel like we do really well with the creative because of the people around us. Paid ads, bread and butter. Google ads. That's probably the next.
Growing your ecosystem.
Yeah, growing the ecosystem. But then departments, like when we was at the other agency, we had all kinds of departments. We had, like I say, we had the paid ads, social media management, email marketing, the content creation side of things. We had a PA at one stage, which was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Honestly,
I'd love
the best hire I ever made. Oh, missed that, man. She was amazing though. Such a great person as well. She really did well in her job.
I just love the idea of it.
Yeah.
Like just like the little things that, you know, when you just don't really want to go and filter through that email, that email list, or you've got X amount of DMs, or you need to schedule in meetings and places here, there, and just sorting out your calendar for the week. Little things like
sending an invoice, a contract, paying a parking ticket, or just fucking anything. It's just like,
Sabrina.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's the first name. Yeah. If there's a Sabrina out there that wants to be a PA for me for free, shout, man.
She was called Fiona.
Your girls can be like, who the fuck is Sabrina?
Who's Sabrina? Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Straight doghouse. But yeah, man, that was a really powerful hire for us, because it brought us a lot of time back. Just taking, again, like you know, you're constantly trying to. We said it earlier. Like, I think my personal opinion is your biggest asset is your time. And obviously you choose how you spend it, but the more time you're basically buying your time back every time you hire someone.
Tate said it in the George Janko. He goes, what is this? What is money? It's people's time. Once you understand that this equivalates to an hour of somebody's work, you're buying back your time, so that then you can go and do stuff that either you love, or you're going to be more productive with, or whatever, however you want to set it up. But have to accumulate the liquid first to then delegate the time
do the hard
to then
work.
free it up.
You just gotta do it all initially. There's no real I don't think there's a way of like getting around that, to be fair, unless you've got like an investor or something come in. Then that helps.
Investors, shout us, man.
I want the sponsors to shout us, man. Start bringing in some pod income.
I want everyone to shout us, whether you need social media work, whether you need any adverts, we'll put you in the right direction. Fuck it out, just press subscribe for all I care.
That's it. Just like and subscribe for now, but
Fuck it out. Well, bro, I was going to say, I've truly fucking let me just
enjoyed this episode,
Breather, Chris. Truly enjoyed this episode, brother. One thing that we do with every single one of our guests before we round off is we say one thing that we're grateful for the past week, and one thing that we're going to improve on in the next. This past week, I said that I was going to be tighter on my diet.
You're going to hate me. I forgot mine again.
3 weeks on the bounce. He's forgot what I'm going to get better at, bro.
Just keep getting better. Oh, no, it was acquiring knowledge. Actually, what's that?
To read your book.
No, just acquiring knowledge, whether it's reading my book.
Have you done that?
I actually have,
Good man.
I've still been reading my book every day.
I like it. Accountability.
That's
also another thing, which normally when H forgets his stuff, we're supposed to keep each other accountable. But
so you need to be remembering mine.
But so I can say that I did my thing to an extent, not as well as I should have and probably could have, but it's been a lot better than it was, especially coming out of that Christmas and New Year's period. But there's our 2 improvements from last week.
Have you eaten anything like bad this week or not really?
Have I what? Anything bad?
It was your diet, wasn't it?
Yeah. No. I've been eating at home a lot, to be fair. The only thing I'm going to say is that I'm going away with the missus. My Christmas present was a trip to Manchester. She's booked this really nice restaurant, drinks and stuff like that. So I'm gonna take the headband out and let it go.
Let loose.
Yeah. But you know what it is? It's balance. You have to find balance in everything. Like you have to.
Like an 80, 20, 90, 10 type of rule.
Yeah.
I like to stick by.
You have to find that balance, because otherwise you just hate it. You hate yourself. And like I said earlier, if you're in that malicious cycle of hating yourself and not loving yourself, you're never going to be the best you.
No.
So if me going out and having a couple of cocktails and having that fat, juicy burger with the fries with cheese on top and that dirty dip on the side as well. Fuck me, I'm getting hungry and everything.
I know, But straight to Nando's after this.
He's gritting up his teeth and shit, thinking, fuck me, when's lunchtime? But fucking, I've spiraled so much.
Where would what are you grateful for from last week, bro?
I'm grateful for, I'd say, my network,
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of talk about, network, and like made me think about that. So I'm very grateful for my network. I think I've got a lot of
powerful, and now you've got another 2 great minds to add to that.
Exactly. Yeah. You two are a big part of that. It's amazing.
I've only got one. Fucking hell.
Yeah. That's right. You got my business partner.
I was just about, you took the words out of my mouth.
So yeah, I'm grateful for my network, and then it's what I'm going to improve on next week, right? I think I'm actually going to hold myself accountable for more things. The last couple of weeks I've just miss things, man. Just little things. Had something in my diary. It's not important. I'll do something else, or I'll get distracted and do this. So, hold myself accountable a little bit more.
That's wicked.
Like that.
Yeah.
Well done, brother.
Thank you,
What are you
guys.
grateful for, bro? Past week.
What am I grateful for this past week? This past week, I'm sorry to bring it up, but I'm actually going to say I'm grateful for my pops, for my old man, because we haven't really seen eye to eye for the last year.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I felt a connection this week that I haven't felt in a long time.
Yeah, man.
I helped him with some of his stuff for his business, which is kind of what started the snowball effect.
It's important, man. Love that.
So yeah, I said I'm sorry for bringing that up with obviously everything you've gone through and stuff.
No.
We try and keep it 100 and be as organic and real as possible. So
man,
for this week, I am grateful for my relationship kind of starting to come back to what it was with my old man.
Yeah, man.
That was
I love that.
week, wasn't it?
Nice though, man.
No, I love that. Though. It's just so important.
And then next week, this was actually going to be last week's one for me. And I forgot. Do you remember when I forgot? And I was like, fuck, what was it? And then I just said one. But I need to hold myself a little bit more accountable with actually reading my book. I write it down on my to-do list, and it's the one thing that gets pushed down the priority list. Yeah. And if it's not ticked at the end of the day, I'm not that angry with myself.
You should do it first thing, bro.
I know. But then when I'm sharp in the morning, I don't want to sit because I feel lazy.
Yeah, I'm like that.
Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want to sit and read.
I'm action in the morning.
I know, but that's it. I know. I know that, but that's why I'm saying for this next week, that's one thing that I want to improve on. Yeah. I'm not gonna on my to-do list. If that's not ticked, I'm gonna be pissed off with myself and make sure that I tick it off. So that's for me for the next week. I want to hold myself more accountable with acquiring my knowledge. I don't want to feel like I'm magpieing your one, but yeah.
The past week, do you know what I'm genuinely grateful for? I mean, I've already spoken about it on the pod, but freeing up my free time from scrolling less. The progress that I've made in that is such a small one, but I'm grateful for that.
No, I think that's a big one, you know. Spending your
it
time.
Is I don't think it's that small.
No, it's big, man. Yeah.
It's a pretty big deal, but it's 3 hours a day.
Yeah, you just bought back your time.
Literally.
Well, free.
It's 21 hours. 21 hours a week. You bought yourself back a day, practically.
Yeah.
Well, especially a day of being awake, anyway.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Next week, I'd like to improve on DLC. Yeah. Delegate, lead, create. I think.
Love it. That. And also, I think one thing that you should aspire to be better at next week is to just take that chill pill of kind of letting things go. You're still gonna get the final say, and if you're not happy, it's gonna get done again. But just become more easy, because for me, I'm like, editor, there you go, Shan. Fucking deal with that. Yeah. But he's a little bit more.
Do you know, I just don't want people to fuck things up, man.
Yeah.
Don't.
Thing is, though, they will, man.
I know.
People will.
It's part of the process.
Yeah. And it's like you'll never get that perfect person. I don't think either. From my experience, I've just, people. We're all human, aren't we? We're all trying to learn and get better at stuff. So the only way you do that is by most of the time. The quickest way of learning is getting things wrong. So it's hard. But that's what you're there for.
Yeah.
I think it also comes back to that balance, though. If the work's not 100% and goes down to 75, that extra 25% that's missing out on the work, you've used it and created another 50, 60, 70% in something else. So it balances out in a way where you're still kind of on that upward rise as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
What a great episode.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it, bro. And it was great to finally meet you in person.
Yeah.
And to year 2 of the Gooms Podcast, man.
On to year 2 of the Gooms Podcast. On to year 2 of Scale Me.
Scale It.
Sorry. Scale It. On to year 2 of GMS Creative. 2024 is going to be a powerful, powerful year for us all. I can feel it.
Yeah, man.
And for everyone at home, I hope you feel that fucking fire in your belly too. And let's do everything we can to make this year great, man.
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
Everybody make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to the Gooms Podcast.
Do all of that good stuff as per usual, guys. And
we'll
see you all fucking next week.
Adios.
We'll catch you later, man. Love.
Peace.